Okay. Okay, so welcome. We're glad you're here on this Monday evening, and we're going to talk about Shred 10. Several of you have done Shred 10, you know what it's about, and you have a great experience that you want to share. Tonight, we're so blessed to have Cindy and David, who are a fabulous couple, and they are going to share their Shred 10 story. And then I'm going to go through the slides. So I think I'm going to flip it. I'm going to, instead of doing the slides first, I'm going to let you guys talk. And if you want to talk about just anything, as far as what was hard, what was your favorite part, anything, just honest and real, how your Shred 10 went and why you would do one again. So take it away. And you guys put your screen, if you're on an iPhone, sorry, it doesn't matter if you're on an iPhone. If you're on a phone or a computer, put your view on speaker view, and that way you will see them better. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm Cindy, and I'm doing a shred right now, starting today, actually. So about 3 years ago, I did the first Shred 10, and I had been on the Juice Plus products for about 4 months by then. And I thought they were fine, but nothing, I didn't notice any big changes. And then my friend Hannah suggested that I go on the Shred 10. So I decided to, and I told Dave that I was going to be eating differently for 10 days, and he didn't have to, but he said, no, I want to do it with you. So we did. And we are regular coffee drinkers normally, like not a lot, but at least a cup a day in the morning. So that was hard to give up at first, but then we did, and we continued that for, I think it was September, I think till like Christmas time. We didn't go back to drinking coffee. We were okay with it. So some things I noticed, I had this pain in the bottom of my foot. I'd had it all summer. It didn't stop me from walking around on vacation and things, but it got my attention. Well, about the third day of the shred, it went away and it never came back. So to me, that was a sign there was some inflammation there, and getting some of these toxins out of my system helped a lot. I did end up losing a few pounds, and I'm happy to say I've kept it off. So I would also say that the Shred 10 principles and the Juice Plus products have helped me feel more nourished so that I can continue to make healthy eating choices, and that's helped keep my weight stable and down. I think that's all I have to say. I'll let Dave share now.
Yeah, the concept of the Shred 10 was sounded interesting, but I think I probably had a little bit of skepticism going into to trying it, but Cindy was very interested in it. In addition to that, she was also sharing with me the Juice Plus products and the philosophy behind how Juice Plus works, the idea behind the toxins in our body and so forth. So it had some credibility as I was thinking of giving it a try. And then, of course, I think that at that time the kids weren't around, so that made it easier too, because it's just the two of us. So we can eat what we want to and be adventurous. So
get rid of all the snack food in the house.
Yeah, and then I don't have snack food around too. I will say the coffee was probably the hardest thing to give up, but after about a couple of days of getting over the coffee drag, I'd say that's probably when everything just started kind of kick in the sense that all of the other junky food that I had been eating was not in my system anymore. And it really by the end of the time, I can honestly say it really helped in the food choices I was making after that. I mean, we were eating much healthier. And then also the Juice Plus tablets themselves, I still think, and I take them every day, I really think that was a contributor to not feeling hungry all the time, and also probably the biggest benefit to the Shred10 for me has been not craving the junk food anymore. And literally, it only took 10 days to do that, maybe even less. But I sincerely believe that in addition to making the better choices, but also having the Juice Plus supplements, that really put inside of me, a better food. So that just kind of makes your whole attitude change about it. I don't really know how else to say it. I don't know how much of it is. I'm sure there's probably some physiological aspects to it, which I'll get to in a moment. But there's probably some psychological aspects to it, I guess. But it really the whole package deal, not just the denial, but the introduction of good combination of the introduction of good food and the introduction of the Juice Plus products, I think really was a big help. But what really showed me the difference was when I was getting my blood tests, because I've been really fighting the A1C level to the point where I'm in that borderline region for diabetes. Following the Shred10 and then bringing those habits over, and then continuing on that way, where I have a healthy breakfast every morning that with oats and berries, and then of course my servings of the Juice Plus product. The A1C level dropped, I'd say at least 5 points. Maybe now we're up to like 7 and 8 points from that initial baseline, and I'm literally at the very bottom and about to drop out entirely of that borderline region. And it's helped me lose weight too. I've probably lost about 20 pounds since then, just simply by eating right. But I have to say, it really took that to really show the benefit to me, what the real healthy eating does, because I don't think I could have just made 1 or 2 little changes. You think Shred10 is really radical? It's really not all that radical. It just sounds radical. When you actually do it, when you actually do it, it's really not that bad. It's like, we just started it again today, and it's like, well, okay, it's a normal breakfast for me. Okay, so I may have to give up coffee. But like tonight, we had that fantastic stew that you make with the beans and other things. It's just and we felt great afterwards. And we went out on a walk. It's just, yeah.
You both look
So,
healthy and glowing.
I'm a convert, to say the least.
Oh, that's great. I love that you had the blood work results as well as just feeling better and craving better foods. All that is so exciting. It's just really, you just are the example of what it's about. It's like making changes for a healthier lifestyle. So really appreciate it so much.
I used to love cookies and crackers and to have a candy bar or ice cream, all that. I don't crave that stuff anymore. I literally do not. I mean, it's not even, we don't even have it in the house. I don't buy it. And then every once in a while I'll have one just to remind myself why. and I'll eat something like that. And it's like, I don't like this. And I won't even finish whatever it is I'm eating. So the sugar thing, that's anybody that's been fighting with that, that's a real thing, and that a real benefit of the Shred10.
That is amazing. I appreciate so much you sharing that, Dave. That is fabulous. And I'm so happy for you in your results. And the dropping of the A1C is huge.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. And Cindy, I know you've enjoyed it too. I think you both are just glowing. Your skin and you both look great. So
it's that walk we went on in the Virginia heat.
Okay, the glowing.
Yeah, it was like 93 degrees and about 80% humidity.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we feel better.
Yeah, no, we really do. We really do.
That is fabulous. Well, thanks again for sharing. And I am going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys and go over a couple things about the Shred10, and hopefully that will be super helpful. 1 second here. I'm going to go ahead and, you know how you open something and then it disappears? Does anybody else know how that goes? It is on my desktop. 1 second here.
Lower right.
You see it over there?
Yeah, down in the lower part of there, right there.
Thank you. It's hiding. Try to be so organized and have it open and ready to go. It doesn't cooperate. All right, here we go. And then I'm going to have to move things around just a tad here. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Good, good, good. Okay, I'm going to quickly go through this because I don't want to spend a whole lot of your time this evening. But these slides are basically just about why we want the shred and how it's different than other programs. So basically, we know that in our world there is pollution and food quality is decreasing. We know that food contains a lot of preservatives and pesticides and things that we just don't want in our body. And so here I want you to look at this top row. Dieting over exercising creates toxins in our body. And what happens is our body enrobes these toxins in fat, stored fat. And so when we burn the fat, it's good, except that the toxins remain. And most people know what rebound is. It's where our body just, as soon as it can, retains the fat again because it wants to completely cover us and protect us from those toxins. And you may not be looking to lose weight. This is not necessarily a weight loss. You do lose a few pounds if you have a lot of toxins. To lose some of the fat in your body is lost at the same time. So it's a cleanse, and cleansing is where the stored fat is shed. And that's why we call it the Shred10, because it's 10 days of shredding fat that is the result of reducing toxicity.
Nice.
And you have better overall health, and there's no rebound effect. And the maintenance part is like Dave just said and Cindy said, you feel so good you want to continue doing this because it makes you feel good. Mental clarity is another one. I've heard people talk about that too. The Tower Garden is another way that people love to add more vegetables to their diet by growing their own greens. And there's two kinds. This is an outdoor flex, growing all kinds of lettuces and herbs. The indoor home grows at the top we see herbs and lettuces as well. They're both great. They're both wonderful ways to add more veggies to your diet. So the Shred10 incorporates the 3 blend of Juice Plus. The red one is fruit, the green one is veggies, and the purple one is the berries. And as you can see, the most important thing here is it's 45 plants, but we're taking the whole rainbow of color. Most of us don't eat the rainbow of color every day. In fact, most days we don't. So this is a way of covering your bases. And what you see back here in the back, the chocolate and vanilla shake. So we want to do a shake or maybe 2 a day. That keeps our blood sugar at the level we want it. Because if we are not eating often enough, our blood sugar drops. Everyone knows that. And so what we want is that really good glycemic index where our blood sugar is balanced, not spiking. So the complete is wonderful because it is low glycemic. It's vegan, meaning it's dairy-free, it's gluten-free, it's all plant-based. You even get some more fruits and veggies in that mix. It's a plant-based blend of proteins and prebiotic. So most people have heard of probiotic, but prebiotic is actually the most important part. It's what feeds those good bacteria in our gut. The Omega blend is our newest addition to our line. It's been around for about 6 years, but omegas are so important for heart, brain, joints, skin, and eyes. And everything's plant-based. It's the full spectrum omega because it's from plants, it's cold pressed and cold fused, and you will not lose any of the purity. Whereas with some fish oils, you get that fish burp or that aftertaste that's I think really yucky. It's even in a vegan capsule. So these are the most wonderful addition along with your berries and fruit and veggies and your shakes. You can do your shake for breakfast, but you can do it pre or post workout. It can be an afternoon snack. It can be your dessert at night too, if you love to have a snack after dinner. So remember, the shred is not about um, weight loss. It's really about shredding the food toxins and habits that are serving you. Those good habits we want to promote and bring those into our lifestyle. Here are the guidelines. We can provide these for you. There's a Shred10 guide with lots of easy recipes that are plant-based, because the first thing is we want to add more plant food to our diet and take the Juice Plus capsules or the gummies daily. 1 to 2 shakes, drink plenty of water. We're going to do that anyway because it's hot right now. Taking deep breaths, it's so good for relaxing, but also relieving stress. Get ample sleep, exercise most days. It can be simply a walk outside and nothing strenuous. We want to reduce or eliminate. You want to do the best you can with this to reduce or eliminate caffeine and alcohol for 10 days. A lot of people look at me and say, I'm sorry, Mimi, I cannot eliminate caffeine for 10 days. And I say, I understand. You have to do your best because I know you can do it. You can maybe, if you're a real big coffee person, you can go to green tea or decaf for a few days. We don't want you suffering. We don't want you having a headache all day. That's not fun. But it's a process and you will love the results, especially the mental clarity. And we don't want to eat late. We don't want to eat after a certain hour, 2 to 4 hours before bedtime. We want to be sure to give our body a chance to rest and get digestion done. Eliminate processed foods. That's anything in a package. And I know there's gluten-free pasta and I know there's gluten-free crackers, but try to go without. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't ruin your program. We're not a program where if you go off it or make a mistake that, okay, you're done. You just keep going. And trust me, because I've done shreds for probably close to 10 years and I haven't been perfect on all of them. But the more of these guidelines you follow, the better you feel and the more you want to continue. And the last one is eliminate gluten and dairy. That's because your gut needs to reduce inflammation and artificial and refined sugars. So those are the guidelines. What are you going to get? What is the results? Well, everybody's different, but I can tell you that, like you heard this evening, you probably are going to crave more fruits and vegetables. Your weight's probably going to adjust a little bit. Better recovery from workouts. If you're a person that works out a lot, you'll see that your recovery is better and improved sleep. I see that and I hear that all the time. One of the first things I hear is energy. I have more energy. Healthier hair, nails, and skin, improved regularity. Nobody wants to talk about that, but that's one of the top results too. Increased mental clarity. I honestly noticed that my thoughts were coming faster and clearer on the Shred10. So that motivates me. And lastly, just a quick look at the studies. This is not just a program that is built to help you change your lifestyle or improve your lifestyle. There's science behind it. All these universities mentioned here have done studies on Juice Plus. So it's scientifically proven and it's the most researched brand name nutritional product in the world. So what does a shred look like? A shred is the 3 blend or the 4 blend plus the shakes. So you can do, we call that a quad 10, or you can do the Shred10, which is only the 3 plus the shakes. And you can talk to the person invited you if you want to get pricing. It's really affordable and you're going to continue with it after your Shred10. The Shred Guide will give you recipes and the whys. If you're a person that wants to know why am I doing this, you can learn more in your Shred Guide. That's in email format. There's also a great website called healthylivingrevolution.com. And you might want to write that down, or we can give that to you later. Healthylivingrevolution.com has lots of ideas, recipes, even little 15-minute workouts if you just feel like you want to try something new. So check it out and let us know what you think. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And that is all I have this evening. Does anybody have questions Or if Cindy and David, if you're open to it, if you want, if anybody has anything they want to ask, we would love to hear from you.
Hi, Renee. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Hey, I do have a question.
Oh, sure, Davina, go ahead.
When you say gluten, so if I have a salad, is it like, can I eat a salad and have salad dressing? Or does this salad dressing have to be gluten-free also?
Yeah, you want to eliminate gluten, and most dressings will say gluten-free. It's pretty easy to find one, or you can make one yourself with just some olive oil and vinegar and some spices. It's delicious.
So with this Shred10, you do have the shakes. It's not like you're starving. It's not like you just only eat the shakes and the capsules. You actually have regular food, but you're just eliminating the gluten. Is it only plant-based, or can you actually have meat during the Shred10?
You can have meat and fish. Yes, that is allowed. We're just emphasizing the plants to eat more plants. But yes, you are not going to starve on it. We don't want people hungry. It is definitely not productive. So yeah, you're fine to eat meat. We say the palm of your hand is the size of a piece of meat that you would eat, chicken or fish or meat. That would be the right size.
Okay.
Jen, did you have anything to say about that?
I'm sorry. What were you asking?
She was talking about meat, about having, is meat okay on the shred? I didn't know I thought you might have had something to add to that.
No, I agree with you.
Okay. Awesome.
Can I share my experience?
Sure, Sharmila.
Yeah, I just, wanted to share that when Mimi introduced me to Shred10, it was a little difficult in the beginning, but I've done it a couple of times and I just feel so light and I feel so good. And it opened up my, I had never been on a gluten-free, carb-free diet. So this was the first time, and it just, it's almost like a new lifestyle. And even after Shred is after the 10 days, I may not be absolutely very strict about it, but oftentimes I just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to just follow the same Shred10 rules in between. And it feels great.
That's awesome. Yeah, it does kind of change your cravings. That's another way of saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, we love our gluten-free bread, especially the more. I won't eat anything else. We like the Udi brand, and it just makes just such a fantastic toast in the morning. I used to eat bagels and things like that, and they really you just don't feel very good after having them. So they'll just put it,
Yeah. You do
lightly
feel lighter when you eat gluten-free.
Yeah.
Like Sharmila
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, so there's definitely something to that.
Thank you.
Can I add something?
Sure.
The protein powders, the complete shakes are so delicious. I've been eating protein powders for years and smoothies, and I've never had a protein powder that I really looked forward to. And the texture, you can just, if you don't have time to make a smoothie where you're adding, your greens and your berries and everything, it is so delicious. You can just put it in a shaker cup with a plant-based milk. And if you buy the one that has their individually packaged, you just open up the package, you dump it in. It's great for what my experience has been, people that are super busy with work. They choose to, you can have your meal at lunch or at dinner based on your lifestyle and based on what's going on in your day. But I find that a lot of people that are busy during the day, even ones that work from home, they love to be able just to quickly open up that package, dump it in a shaker cup, shake it up, and have it as their meal. And it's very sustaining. I mean, for me, when I do it, it lasts. I mean, I don't feel a feeling of hunger for at least 4 hours. And the great thing about the Shred10, will just be the last thing I say, it's not like when you think of cleanses, people typically think of juice cleanses. Juice cleanses are very expensive. And for myself, I'm starving all the time. And I don't feel that on the Shred. And I have most people that shred with me say that they are really surprised how really they feel satisfied. And, the fact that they do get a chance to chew on something when they do choose their meal, that also is something to look forward to if they've never done, anything liquid more regularly. So it's a really simple, like for me, I've done cleanses for years. It's the simplest one, and it's the one I will always do.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you mentioned those single serving complete packages. Those things are game changers, especially if you find yourself in the middle of your Shred10, you have to do a 2 or 3 night business trip. Yeah, you just throw a few of those in your suitcase, and wow, what a
Yeah.
difference. You don't have to take that big thing through the TSA, or anything like that. So it's game changer.
I agree.
Any last question? Does anybody have something else they want to share? Or go, Davina, did you have a question? Go
I
ahead.
did. So, sorry, I'm so new to this. What is the difference between like the shakes, right? The protein shakes or whatever Juice Plus calls it. I don't know. Compared to like an Ensure, that like it's easy to pick up. I think I'm trying to understand like what the benefits are. And so then like, why should someone take the shakes of Juice Plus versus something that's over the counter? Just curious, sorry.
Yeah, good question. No, that's a really good question. And I'm glad you felt that you asked it. So first of all, Ensure, if you look at the label, it's got supplement facts. And what it has is a lot of sugar, a lot of processed refined sugar. And all the vitamins, it'll list. A lot of things do this. I know we're kind of picking on Ensure, but there's others. But they'll list out all the vitamins, all the minerals and things, and they're all isolated, fragmented, which are not absorbed in the body. Only food is really absorbed and does anything positive. That's what all the science is showing. So what you're getting is a can of sugar. and I don't know, maybe milk too. I haven't looked at the label lately, but with Juice Plus Complete, what you're getting is completely 100% absorbable four forms of plant protein, and you're getting some fruits and vegetables in there too. You're also getting spirulina. You're getting all broccoli sprouts and radish sprouts. I mean, things that your body recognizes and absorbs and knows what to do with it. So it's called complete because it is like a complete meal. It's got the fiber too. That's another big difference. The amount of fiber in it balances out the evaporated organic cane sugar. So that's a big thing. The other part, the last thing that I would say is really big, besides the fiber and the low sugar, is, and we've touched on this, is that you will find it lasts, it sticks with you. I mean, whatever you choose to blend it with, it's going to satisfy you nutritionally, and your cells are fed and nourished. And that's what we're really going for, is that really healthy cellular nourishment.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Mimi,
Yes.
I'm not sure if you can hear me, but I am the person on the cell phone.
Oh,
laughing.
good. Glad you're here, Monica. Awesome.
Oh my God, I have to tell you, you know what? And this comes, and I'm almost in tears. This comes from my heart. I am 2 weeks post mastectomy reconstruction. I'm a twice breast cancer survivor. I've known Mimi for a long time, and I have been on the product off and on. Things happen, life changes, but I have to tell you, Mimi, you have just been my lifesaver again, because
she's
I
fading.
have been on the product again.
Are you there?
Absolutely.
Maybe she's.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. You just faded out.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Anyway, I just want to tell you all, Juice Plus works, and I'm not one that has to lose any weight, but I have to tell you, when the hospital and the doctors told me I had to add protein to my diet, well, I don't eat that much. And it was like, oh my God, now what do I do? So anyway, Juice Plus has been my lifesaver, and I will be a spokesperson to anyone that is a cancer survivor, has gone through big surgeries, and I am healthier, and I've got such a unbelievable recovery that the doctors are going, wow, what happened here? And I said, you might want to consider taking Juice Plus. It's the best there is. And they kind of look at me like, whatever. But Mimi, I just want you to know, I love you. And I'm so happy that I'm taking the products and that we've been connected with each other all these years. And everybody out there listening, take your Juice Plus. Have you taken it today? You need to.
I love it. You guys, Monica and I do go way back. She is in her 70s. I won't reveal your actual age unless you want to. But
Right.
she teaches golf. She teaches golf in the hot sun all day long to kids. So she's super active person. And she's twice, like she said, twice breast cancer survivor. And I'm so grateful for you. I'm so glad you're
And
here
I'm
tonight.
grateful. And I'm
Oh, she's muted out now. We guys, I'm gonna wind it up because we have gone a few minutes over. But I thank you all for being here, and please get with the person who invited you with more questions, or you can ask me too. You can ask me or whoever invited you. But I'm just grateful you're here, and I hope we'll see you. We're going to be doing two things. We're going to start a Shred 10 September 7th. That's the day after Labor Day. And also, we do a monthly meal prep, and this month we're going to focus on Shred 10 food. And that's going to be this Sunday evening on this very Zoom. So save this number and come join us. We'll share the invite. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central Time. We'd love to have you. We're going to actually demo some great shred recipes. All right. Well, have a good night, everyone. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you, Mimi. Good
Thank
night, everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Mimi.
Have a good night.